What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth. We're honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. This is your Tuesday night show on the Big Fight Field channel, your weekly Tuesday show on the channel. It is September 20th, 2022. I'm still in awe about the game on Sunday. Just a reminder, the Dolphins were down 35-14 going into the fourth quarter, and they put up 28 points against the Baltimore Ravens in the fourth quarter to come out with a historic, iconic, whatever you want to call it, victory, 42-38. The Dolphins are 2-0. They are one of 6 teams that are still undefeated in the NFL. One of them, the Buffalo Bills, who are coming to town this week for an absolute big game. We'll talk a little bit about it at the end of the video, but we're just going to talk about some stuff for a little bit. Not really going to be a long time. Like I said last week, these shows are usually going to be 15 to 20 minutes. It's not going to be a lot of information. It's just going to be talking about some big topics after the game. We'll talk a little bit about the dynamic duo of Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. We'll also talk a little bit about he who shall not be named, on what he had to say about Tua Tagovailoa on his podcast. We'll talk about that guy later. And then, of course, we'll talk a little bit about the Bills game that's going to be going down on Sunday. Just a reminder, again, I've said this twice already. I'll say it again in the preview. A small reminder, it sucks, I know, but I'm going to do it. I will not be able to watch the Dolphins-Bills game on Sunday. Won't be able to watch the game live, so for that reason, I can't do a post-game on Sunday, but I will go back and I will watch some of the highlights of what happened during the game. And if I get enough out of it, then maybe I'll do a video Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night. If I get enough out of the game after I'm done with what I'm doing on Sunday, then I will do a little video on Sunday night for you guys. But be sure to subscribe to the channel still. We got a lot of Dolphins content. We got this. We got the preview for the Bills game coming up. I'm going to probably do it on Friday this week. I think that's probably the best day for me personally to do it. And then also for wrestling fans, we got AEW Grand Slam tomorrow night, man. So that should be awesome. I'm super excited about Grand Slam tomorrow night. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. With this week content coming up and all the rest of the content coming up here on the channel, be sure to go ahead and check out the post-game recap between the Dolphins and the Ravens on Sunday. Over 100 views. Thank you all for so much. For those who tuned in to the post-game review, it was a great game. It was probably the best game of the NFL season so far. We're only 2 weeks in, but it was a hell of a game, man. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough to top that game on Sunday as the game of the year. So, without further ado, talk a little bit. I'm not going to make it too long, but I think after Sunday, man, I'm scrolling last night, scrolling through TikTok, just watching NFL content creators on TikTok who are just giving their opinions and stuff. And one of the pages I scrolled through, I can't remember who it was, but they said that it's pretty clear that Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle is the best wide receiver duo in the NFL, and I thought about it for a second. I thought of every wide receiver core in the NFL. I'm like, who is better? Who that I can think of is better than Tyreek Hill at wide receiver 1 and Jaylen Waddle at wide receiver 2? I couldn't come up with anything. It's not even close, folks. Tyreek Hill is leading the league in receiving yards. He's got 284 receiving yards. And Jaylen Waddle is now, he was second, but he's now third in receiving yards with 240. Stephon Diggs is second in receiving yards. So Sunday, we're getting the top 3 receivers who's leading in receiving yards. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and Jaylen Waddle. Should be an amazing show put on by those guys. But who's more dynamic? Who's more creative? Who's more, explosive than Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle? I mean, these guys almost combined for 400 receiving yards on Sunday. 400 receiving yards. Tyreek Hill had 190 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Jaylen Waddle had 171 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I know they're fast, and we'll talk about him next, but he's saying Tua's throwing wide open passes. He's throwing the guys who are wide open. I mean, are we supposed to not make those passes? Are we supposed to not throw it to the wide open guy all the time? I mean, they're fast. Their speed is electric. I mean, just on both passes. Tyreek Hill just runs past Marcus Peters. He just beats Marcus Peters. And then the touchdown to tie the game, I don't know what that corner was doing. He had his feet flat-footed, guarding Tyreek Hill one-on-one, and Tyreek had him by like 20 yards at the end of it. So, I mean, I think of every receiving core in the NFL. And I can't think of one that's better than Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. There's none. There's none. You do have pretty good receiving cores. You do have Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You also have, I guess you could say, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos, even though that offense looks really bad the first 2 weeks. Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, even though Adam Thielen's getting up there in age. There's no one right now. There's no one's comparable to the explosiveness and the quickness of Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. And when I saw that person on TikTok say they're the best wide receiver duo, I thought about it, and then it's clear as day. No one is better than them. No one is better as a 1-2 punch than Tyreek and Waddle. If Tyreek's not open, more than likely, Waddle is. If Waddle's not open, more than likely, Tyreek is. So, it's crazy, man. It is so crazy, this wide receiver core. And clearly, it's helping Tua Tagovailoa out big time. Oh, man. Now, that person I was talking about, when I kept saying he who shall not be named, we are going to name him right now. His name is Mr. Colin Cowherd. Now, I don't think Colin is a bad analyst. I'm going to be straight up. I don't think he's a bad analyst, but some of his takes are ridiculous. And I saw this take, and I started to roll my eyes. He said something along the lines of, now people are going to get played because people are going to think that Tua is up there with the Justin Herberts and the Patrick Mahomes and the Josh Allens, That's what he was basically saying. He's saying people are getting fooled by Tua throwing wide open passes. I'm sorry, but is he not supposed to throw to the wide open guy? Like if Tyreek Hill is beating his guy by 20 yards, are you just not going to throw it to him? And he keeps saying that all he's doing is throwing it to wide open guys. If you actually watch the game, and if you actually watch the all-22 film, Tua made some really accurate dots. He was throwing dots out there to Tyreek Hill, who had a defender behind him, a defender to the left, and a defender to the right, and Tua made that throw into a triangle. He's making tight throws all over the field to Tyreek, to Waddle, to Mike Gesicki. It's beautiful, and Colin Cowherd is sitting here being a hater because he doesn't want to acknowledge it because it fits his agenda. That's all the national media. If they have something that doesn't fit their agenda, they're not going to say it. And clearly, I respect Colin Cowherd. He's a fine analyst. But he's making ridiculous takes like this, and I can't respect him for that. Unbelievable. And then the other thing that pissed me off that he said the touchdown to Mike Gesicki was an overthrow. If you watched the all-22 film, the ball, and I said it during the game. I said Tua threw it too high, and it was a great catch by Gesicki. Was it a great catch by Mike Gesicki? It was an amazing catch by Mike Gesicki. But after going back, watching the film, seeing that play, that's the only place Tua could have thrown that ball. If Tua threw that ball a little bit to the right, there was a defender right there, and it was going to be intercepted. If he threw it straight to Mike Gesicki and didn't throw it up to his face, knowing that he's 6'4", knowing that he's 6'6", he has great hands, and he has hops, it was either going to be intercepted or incomplete. And the Dolphins would have turned the ball over, or they would have kicked a field goal. The only place Tua could have thrown that ball to Mike Gesicki was exactly where he threw it to him. And Mike Gesicki, with the big man that he is, went up and he got the ball. That's the only place he would have gotten it. And it was a great throw by Tua, and it was a great catch by Mike Gesicki, but Colin Cowherd doesn't want to acknowledge it. Of course, but keep disrespecting Tua. Keep disrespecting Tua. I told a friend this, and it's so true. If Justin Herbert had this type of game that Tua had on Sunday, if Justin Herbert or Joe Burrow had the type of game that Tua had on Sunday, they'd be getting the gold jacket right now. They would be handed over a gold jacket right now, right into the Hall of Fame. It's so true. It's so true. And then finally, just want to talk a little bit about this Bills game, the momentum we got, man. I'm going to talk more about the game on Friday. That's going to be the preview of the Bills-Dolphins game. We're going to talk everything Bills-Dolphins on Friday. But, man, listen. With the game that we had, I know it's only week 2, but we have the most momentum in the NFL right now. A 21-point comeback in the fourth quarter hasn't happened in 711 games. The last time the NFL record with a team down 21 points in the fourth quarter is 0-711. Now it's 1-711. The Dolphins down 21 points. They come back in the fourth quarter and win the game. It was one of the most memorable wins in franchise history. It was probably the greatest Dolphins game I've watched in my entire life, next to Miami Miracle. against the Patriots, and I believe it was 2018. Yeah, 2018. The Dolphins are riding with so much momentum. We got the entire NFL. That's the main talk. The main talking point is the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniel, and now we're 2-0, and we got the Buffalo Bills coming to town this week. We got the Buffalo Bills going to Miami this week. If you're a Dolphins fan and you don't get anxious about this game on Tuesday, let alone Saturday night, on a Tuesday or on a Wednesday, the entire week, man, I'm going to use a line from Mike McDaniel. You need to check your pulse. And check your pulse if you're not fired up, man. I know the Buffalo Bills look like an absolute powerhouse. They were unreal last night against the Tennessee Titans. Now, I know the Titans aren't as good as they were last year, but still, the Bills absolutely demolished the Tennessee Titans last night, 41-7. And they demolished the Rams on opening night. But it's definitely going to be a tough test for sure. A really tough test. I'm glad we're home. Because if this game was in Buffalo, I wouldn't feel confident. But knowing the game that we had, I'm hyped. And if there's any Dolphin team that I feel like could go ahead and beat the Buffalo Bills with how good they are, it's this team right here, led by Tua and Tyreek and Waddle and Edmonds and Teron Armstead and Holland and Xavier Howard, who we need to have a bounce-back game. I'm going to talk about that on Friday. We need Xavier Howard to have a bounce-back game. So, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I'm disappointed that I won't be watching the game live, but I'm excited regardless. And I'll find out what happens later in the afternoon on Sunday. But that's your video for the night. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have not already, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more Dolphins content here on the Big Fight Field channel. Comment down below your thoughts on do you agree if Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle are the best receiver duo in the NFL? Colin Cowherd's ridiculous comments. Everything, leave it in the comments below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok at Colin_Joseph. And guys, I'll catch you tomorrow night for wrestling fans. I'll catch you tomorrow night for AEW Grand Slam on the Big Fight Field channel. And for Dolphins fans, football fans, I'll catch you Friday afternoon for your Week 3 preview of the Buffalo Bills Miami Dolphins game coming up on Sunday. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. We out. Peace.